welcome to this week's edition of the Side Splitters. My name is Lyle,
And I'm Andy.
and our goal tonight is to leave you in stitches. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, nothing much. Just had, you know, okay, so I had my mom visiting for the holidays this weekend, right? And I go
Okay.
to take her home, and I don't know what caused it, but we had one of those awkward silences in the car where, like, neither one of us have really had anything to say. And
Wait a minute. Stop right there.
what?
You're her son. That's what caused it. Continue.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Um, normally we shoot the shit and talk about, this or that, but, like, she's been down at the house for, like, a while. Like, even before this past weekend, she's been here for, like, almost a month. Um, next door at my brother's place. So, like,
Fresco.
we didn't really have anything to talk about. So, like, driving her home was like, no, this will not stand. Like, we need to talk about something. So I reached down into the Andy vaults as often as I do.
Oh no.
And I asked her, I'm like, Mom, can I ask you a serious question? She goes, well, sure, hon, you can ask me anything. I'm like, all right. If you had to break into a high security building, we'll say maybe government building or such,
Instant regret.
and the only way to get in is to make a monster out of food, what food would you use?
Oh. All right, I'm sorry. What answer did she give you? I'm just thinking of millions of possibilities here. What answer did she give you?
She went with, I'm trying to remember, what did she say? She said it was something lame that I was like, what? Clearly this is a better food group to be working with. What did she say? I think she was saying it was, what was it? I want to say it was something like ravioli or some sort of, like, thing like that.
I gotta
And I'm
tell
like,
you, she is probably telling all of her friends and everything. I don't understand it. There we were driving home. He just got engaged, and the best thing he could talk to me about is what I would break into a bank or something with what food or something. The boy is so lost sometimes. I don't understand anything, and you would think he would just want to talk to me about his engagement. That's how I'd
you would
imagine.
think.
That's how I'd
You would
imagine your
think.
mother talks, by the way.
Yeah, could not be further from the truth.
Yeah,
But
I'd imagine so.
I mean, the only time that could have been any more wrong is if you included a click every now and then between the words.
So she doesn't click, is what you're saying.
Right.
Oh, well, at least I had that going.
Yeah. Um. But no, I thought about this.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
anyway,
so if
so
you had to
so
break.
so hold on a second. So what I was getting at with that is she is sitting there telling her friends all about what you just asked her. She remembers the question, and you can't even remember the answer. It's messed up,
I,
Angie.
I remember hearing it and thinking it was lame. Like, you're never gonna get anywhere doing it with that. Like, I'm the end all be all judge of what food golem could break into, like, a government building.
Clearly, the mashed potato golem could break into the Pokemon government building, right?
Clearly, the Pokemon government.
That's a throwback, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of thought it was funny that it was the Pokemon government building.
I couldn't
Which part was the adjective?
I couldn't think of the region that was from. Alolan government building. There you are.
There you go.
Anyway, you were saying.
Well, I was thinking about it. I'm like, going with the pasta thing, you probably could make it out of spaghetti, just so that you might have a few pastafarians on the payroll and experiencing, their god in person would probably get them to, like, let you in.
Gotta love those pastafarians.
I love those pastafarians. I really do.
Ramen.
May you be touched.
So, didn't Kevin Smith kind of cover this already?
Which part?
Well, there was the Golgothan, the shit golem.
That actually is, though. I mean,
Does it not count?
no, it doesn't.
Why?
Because it's poop.
But it was once food.
That doesn't count.
Okay. Fine. How about ground beef?
Ground beef, why?
What? You never really explained what exactly you mean by shaping a golem out of food.
A monster. Like, you have a monster made of a particular food.
Right, and my immediate thought is if you have ground beef, he can kind of be like a shapeshifter.
Okay. That's fine. I can get behind that.
Okay. All right. That's what I got so far. I'd imagine, can I use more than one kind of food?
No.
If I use one kind of food, can I use many varieties of that type of food?
Yes.
Okay, then in that case, fish might be an appropriate answer as well.
I can imagine it's just a big old construct of fish just barreling down the friggin' the check gate where you're supposed to show your ID. Like, what is that? I know it's not a Sharknado.
No, this one has swordfish in
Anga.
it.
It would have to be French. Oh my God, it would have to be French.
Well, you said I can't use more than one food group, otherwise I would put butter in it too. And then it would be French. Or cheese.
Ah, fromage.
Yeah.
I
All right, we're done with Andy's French accent.
could do more.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't
I
even
totally
do.
could.
You couldn't even do what you did already. So let's just
I could totally do a French accent. I wasn't trying.
let's hear it.
What are you talking about? I can't do a French accent, you filthy, stupid American. I said I do with you.
Are you done?
No, I don't have to be.
I'm just saying I like your nerd voice, your old black guy voice, your Jewish person voice. I have some favorites. The French
I
one
have
is
some
not.
favorites, clearly.
The French one is not one of them.
Ah, what do you know?
What do I know? All right.
What do you know?
Oh goodness. So you asked your mom this question, and I mean, did that cover the entire drive? Because it's clearly not covering the entire podcast.
No, it did not. Because like she didn't really give a whole lot of meaning behind her choice, which is why it's not memorable for me. Like she didn't go into detail. She was just like she just said a food, and I'm just like, well, that's kind of lame.
Ravioli.
Like I didn't pressure the response because she's old, but I at least wanted to give my part of it and be like, no, if you do that, you got to do this for this reason and that. I gotta ask Jess. She was there. I don't. I will keep you waiting with bated breath as I update you next episode on the true answer to the question I asked my mom.
All right. Careful now. You never know when we're going to do another episode.
Yeah, weird.
With the way that you like to get sick and all.
That is not my fault. All right. Nature has a way of just saying screw immunity. Hey, you remember that pollen thing that never bothered you at all in your entire life? Well, here you go. It does now.
Clearly, you don't have your immunity set up properly. Your resistances are not set up properly. If you
Because I'm a shut-in.
Shut up. If you played more Path of Exile, you would know how to handle your resistances properly. That's all I got.
Tell me that's not a segue.
It's not. I wish it was. I would love to talk about Path of Exile on this podcast. Unfortunately, only one person would stay to listen.
It's not me, is it?
It's not you. It's not even me.
It's not even me. That's a bad sign. That is a really bad sign.
Yeah, it is. But I'll tell you what's not a bad sign. Stop signs.
Okay.
That's all I got. Actually, Path of Exile was kind of a segue because it's a magical game. It's similar to magical games. There's magical people in this world, Andy. And some people sing songs about cops and whether or not they like them, or firefighters, first responders, all that. That's always a great thing to touch on. Heck, some people even went as far as singing songs about a lunch lady. Now, we're not going to sing a song here, but I do want to talk about another magical person, the bus driver.
You're really doing this.
I'm really doing this. I
Okay.
like bus drivers, man. I don't know why. I like them. And I'm not talking about like someone that drives the city bus or anything like that. Like I'm talking about school bus drivers, the ones that you learned your first curse words from, the ones that like obviously were just under the radar in terms of insanity because they were sane enough to not have to be committed, but insane enough to want to handle driving kids somewhere all day long.
Clearly. And a lot of them are already retired.
Right, yeah. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
that's in my experience anyway.
It's funny because me and Andy kind of talked about this already a little bit, and he didn't want to go with it, but I said we're going to, and now
Nah,
here we are.
shows how much my vote counts.
Right, because I thought of something,
Mm,
and you said you've never came across the stereotypical bus driver that's like crazy and just spouts out curse words and talks about seeing elephants on the highway and all stuff like that, right? You've never experienced that
no,
because that was my bus
never.
driver. My bus driver cursed all the time, and then one of them was even so much as one that just did not obey the rules of the road most of the time. And the bus would sometimes make a funny noise that kind of sounded like an elephant, and she would not only say, "Oh, there's the elephant again," but she would say, "There's the pink elephant again," and occasionally reference the fact that she's had DUIs in the future in the past.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she was fun. I miss her. Anyway.
I mean, I remember having a bus driver that was like, a my size bus driver. Like, we're talking like 4 foot.
My wife drove
Um,
buses before.
nice. And he man, if and I hate to go back to the food thing, but he looked like a potato. He had very potato-like features that, made me wonder, if he was a real person or not. But he was nice. He was always nice to us. Like, if it wasn't for the idea that he looked like he belonged in a carnival sideshow, like, I think he would have been a great bus driver.
Well, here's my thing. We don't really see like I feel like they don't get enough attention, bus drivers, because occasionally you might see a joke made in like pop culture or television or something like that. South Park had the one bus driver for a little while that was kind of crazy or whatever. Uh,
Oh, Crabtree, yeah.
yeah. So you have people like you have like references to it like that, but I feel like they don't get enough attention.
Okay.
And I feel like because of that, like I almost feel like this world is trying to get rid of the idea that bus drivers are like that, even though they really are. And I wonder if they are still like that or not, because they were back then. No one talked about it, and I know for a fact they were because I experienced it firsthand. So what I'm getting at here is, are bus drivers still crazy?
I don't know. Actually, that is a really good question because, like, I mean, you and I, we've been out of the school system for a while now.
You longer than me, yes, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, thanks. But,
You old.
you know, and I'm trying to think of, you know, anybody in my family that still is. Like, I mean, I got a niece in second, no, third grade. I don't know. She's in a grade, and um, she never once talks about her bus driver. At least
And
not
no
that
one
I'm aware
will.
of.
That's the thing. They won't because it's like either the bus driver they just don't talk to the bus driver, or if the bus driver does talk to anybody, oh, it's the cool bus driver, but we won't tell anyone about her because we don't want her to get fired or anything like that. Because clearly the things that she's doing will make her get fired. Like my old bus driver. She probably shouldn't have been a bus driver, but we liked her for those reasons, and we certainly wouldn't tell anyone because we were smart enough to know if we tell someone about this, she's not going to be our bus driver anymore. But damn it, if we like her this way, so just no. you know.
Until the day that she sees a starfish in the middle of the road and then guns it for it, only to find out that it's not a starfish, it's an open manhole cover, and she's gonna flip a bus full of children like ass overhead into a building, and then it's gonna be like a secret nitroglycerin plant, and then blow you all to hell.
But at least we'll finally be on TV.
There's just no deterring you, is there?
I like bus drivers, man.
I can tell you have. I mean, is that like a secret fantasy of yours? Like,
No, man, no, that's weird.
you sure?
It,
You sure after?
I am 100% sure. Even though you have almost convinced me that my wife once was a bus driver, I am 100% sure that is like akin for some reason to me, you know, doing something with a relative because it's just a family member in an extension because it's a bus driver, man. That's like your family. You trust this person to get you from point A to point B safely and promptly.
I'm going to talk to your wife and see if we can't organize some sort of fantasy here, because I think it would do you some good just to have her, roll up in a vehicle and wear nothing but like the hat and like maybe a tie and be like, you know, get on, you know, this is your stop,
getting,
or
getting weird. I'm just waiting for you to tell me that she dresses up like Jackie Gleason.
oh, I hope not.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I couldn't.
Maybe that's the
I
fantasy the
I
whole
could
time.
not even work an erection through that. Like that is some powerfully negative imagery.
Maybe that's the fantasy the whole time. I just wanted to dress up like Jackie Gleason.
Whatever floats your boat, man, or drives your bus. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what would apply here.
She just dresses up as Jackie Gleason driving the bus playing old theme songs to the honeymooners and everything. Uh,
Yeah, that Nelly song.
the Nelly song. My God. No, man. That was the Jeffersons, not Nelly.
But it was
Damn
a
it,
Nelly
Andy.
song.
I barely know what a Nelly is. Let me tell you something else while we're on the subject. There isn't great television theme songs anymore, and it pisses me off.
What are you talking about? There's plenty of them.
Name them.
Game of Thrones.
Doesn't count.
Why not?
I'm going to tell you why not, because that's not what I want out of a theme song. I realize it is still a theme song, but especially with that one, that's more of a theme overture. Like, that is a well put together piece of music. Way too much detail, way too much intricacies for a TV theme song. I want something that's catchy. I want Beans Don't Burn on a Grill. I want You're Moving with Your Auntie and Uncle in Bel Air. I want, you know, everywhere you look, everywhere you go, there's a something, somebody, something, something. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that catchy song of something something.
Look, at least I remember that much, okay?
Oh man. All
Shit,
right.
I will even go as far as saying SpongeBob was the last catchy TV theme song. And I can't stand that show. But at least the theme song was catchy.
Huh. Actually, I'm trying to think there. Like an actual song.
Yeah. Because, yeah, Game of Thrones, even though I'm not a fan of Game of Thrones, the music, I've heard it before. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially when a bunch of dumb guys around a microphone do it, and they're just like, ba, 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 da, ba, ba,
You're
ba,
not,
ba, ba.
you're not going to make me listen to this starting, because I know that theme song's like a minute and a half long. And I'm not, yeah.
Ba, 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 da, da, ba,
I had to ask.
ba, da, da,
But I mean, even like The Walking Dead, that was a pretty cool theme
da,
song.
ba, ba, da, da.
Jesus Christ. That was a
I'm
pretty,
sorry, I'm done. I'm done.
The Walking Dead was a pretty good theme song too, like for the same reason. Like whether or not the show still is as exciting as it once was in my eyes, it's definitely not.
Eh.
But the theme song I'm sure is still the same, and it's pretty cool sounding theme song. So, but is not a TV theme song the way I remember them.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, That that's a question. You see,
You see,
I think oh man, it's hard to say.
right?
It is hard to say. I could probably give you like a top five. Uh,
Okay.
Not in any particular order, but the Scrubs theme song would definitely be on there. Um, Christ, all the music in Scrubs was good. Anyway, probably the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mean, big surprise, right?
Yeah, big surprise there.
I don't know if it counts or not because it was a Tribe Called Quest song, but the Wayans Brothers theme song. Remember that show?
Oh yeah, we're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored.
Ba-na-na-na.
Give me a high five.
Yeah, and then they cut into the modern music. I
Yeah.
like that. It was clever. Um, yeah, so that might be on there. And then I think the Jeffersons. I mean, there is just no kind of energy quite like that. Like you can almost picture the large black woman in the middle of a church just doing her gospel dance, and as she's saying, "We're going moving on up," you can actually picture her fingers pointing at you and then slowly shaking up to the ceiling.
Wow, that is some vivid imagery you
I
got
mean,
there.
that's next time you hear that song, tell me you don't see that. Tell me you don't see the mother from the Nutty Professor doing that.
Wow. All right. Tell you if I don't picture Eddie Murphy in drag. All right.
Yeah,
I'll let you know.
fat drag, not just any drag, Andy.
Yeah, just fat drag. Oh
Oh, speaking of Eddie
man.
Murphy, I'm going to cut my countdown short because we have to touch on something real quick. That might bring the podcast down a bit here, but this is worth mentioning.
Hmm.
Charlie Murphy died.
Yeah.
That is something. Now,
I mean, for realsies.
yeah, like for real.
I I mean, I thought he was. Well, I mean, I guess this phrase has different meaning now, but I thought he was just Facebook dead.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean. Like people circulate that crap on Facebook. It's just like, oh, did you hear Ryan Reynolds died? Oh, did you hear Will Smith died? Oh, did you hear Charlie Murphy died? Like, no, no, people stop it. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Just wow, though. Like, did not expect to see that. Didn't know he had leukemia.
Yeah, he didn't really make that public. At least if he did, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. I mean, same here. I don't necessarily try to keep up on Charlie Murphy things, but I feel like I
Yeah,
should have.
I'm not a TMZ guy.
I'm not neither, but I should have at least.
I felt
It's.
like I didn't check up on him. He's the uncle that I neglect.
I mean, have you seen his stuff on the Chappelle Show?
It is hilarious.
God, I love him. He was awesome. And then even his work in the Boondocks with the voice acting, just brilliant.
Yeah, that is true. He
Man,
played a hell of a white guy.
he did. I love that about that show. Like they just take the two blackest people in Hollywood, Samuel L. Jackson and Charlie Murphy, and make them the two white guys of the show.
Yeah, I loved it.
Brilliant. It was brilliant. But anyway, yeah. So that sucks. I mean, I'm the one thing that came to mind immediately was just like, well, I guess that's the circle of life. First Rick James, then Prince, now Charlie Murphy. It all makes sense.
Oh man,
Right?
somebody hide Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, seriously. I didn't even consider that. That's funny. Oh God. Somebody hide Eddie Murphy because he was mentioned in those clips. No, Dave Chappelle's definitely the more
Man,
logical.
Eddie Murphy, I swear, that's another dude that suffers from like the Patrick Stewart lichdom effect. Like he hasn't aged a day.
Yeah, I mean he's aged a few days. I feel like he's getting lighter over the years,
Mm.
and I don't mean that in a heavy set kind of.
No, no, you mean that in like a Michael Jackson sense.
Yeah, not quite as hardcore. I mean, let's be honest. He's certainly not getting lighter in the heavy set. He's certainly not going to fit into that bright red leather suit that he once adorned. But tell me you've seen Delirious.
I have.
Okay, yeah, he's not wearing that anytime soon. But he's not huge, and he's certainly. I don't even think he's gray yet. I'm gonna look up a picture of him right now.
He dyes it. He has to.
Well, yeah, I'm. But the difference is even if he does dye it, he gets away with dyeing it. You know what I mean? Some
There's
people
this thing
you
is
could
not
just.
getting away with it.
I mean, you can look at some people and just go, he dyes his hair. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because all right, check this out.
I'm not one of them.
No, you're not. Uh, here's a looks to be a recent picture of him. I mean, you can kind of see. It almost looks like
Kinda.
you can almost tell that there's a couple grays creeping in. So, man, he does not age.
No, he
Oh,
doesn't.
this one looks kind of old.
I don't know, man.
He certainly aged a little bit there.
Like for the most part, he does look like he's been the same age for like the last 20-25 years.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And what also cracks me up about it is, no matter how much money you get, and let's be honest, Eddie Murphy is loaded. No matter how much money you get, he still has that giant gap in his teeth that he will not fix.
No, because that's the Eddie Murphy gap.
Yeah. I guess
Like
so.
that's symbolic. Like if I ever, man, if he smiled and those two teeth were together, I would claim Body Snatchers. Like that's not him. That is not him. It's a duplicate, whether it be android, alien, or otherwise, and he needs to be destroyed immediately, but not before being tortured to death to tell us the location of the real Eddie Murphy.
Well, all right.
Has to be done.
It's quite a theory you got there.
I
So,
mean, it's the only one worth having, in my opinion.
well, some people certainly do age, and some people don't stop aging until they. I don't know where I'm going with this, but the point of the matter is, the world's oldest person recently died, and obviously is no longer the world's oldest person.
Like, all the pieces were right there. Wait, so who does that make the world's oldest person now?
That is a wonderful question. Let's find out. To the Googles.
Yeah, to the Googles. So what age did they finally die at?
117.
117 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that for a second.
I'm thinking.
So what year was she born in?
Sometime in the 1800s.
So yeah, you figure, what is it? They've experienced so many firsts. Like essentially the downfall of the quote unquote, cowboys of America. Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Wyatt Earp died in 1920.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, experience that, like, both world wars, the technological age, television, the automobile, computers, the so many countries rising and falling, the Ottoman Empire gone, the invention of sliced bread, um, Barney the dinosaur, like so many great things in our society.
All the theme songs.
All the theme songs. Like
Yes.
like like some of my favorites, DuckTales and Gummy Bears.
Oh, I suppose we should have went through that.
No, that's fine. It's all about you.
At least you realize it. Anyway,
Yep.
the most important thing here is she's 117, so clearly, that would put her at about 1900 specifically.
Yeah.
Actually, she was born on November 29th, 1899. And it says here that she's not only was the world's oldest person, but also the last person to be born in the 1800s still living.
Wow.
hmm So she has seen quite a lot. This is the last person that we will see for a long time that has ever witnessed 3 centuries.
So my thought, and bear with me here on this one.
Uh,
How much are people being monitored these days that they knew that she was the last living person from the 1800s?
you know, it's a good question, and you're right for that. But at the same time, I have to imagine once you hit a certain age, it's time to start telling people about it.
Yeah, but like, how often would people take notice of it? I mean, obviously it is newsworthy. Um, but at the same token, like when somebody's like, oh, yeah, we just celebrated a birthday. You're 110. Like, oh my God, you're 110? Like that's got to be some kind of a record. Where's the old people? And then what? Do they just start sending like flags up the flagpole to be like, who's gonna bite?
Hmm.
Or does the government already realize that, hey, congratulations on being the world's oldest person? How did you know?
Well, I mean,
They have ways.
there is census,
Census.
right?
I mean, you know how easy it is to lie on that?
I do, but I mean, look, you're asking me how to find out about this. How many people felt?
How many people in your household? Five. All right. Are any of you the oldest living person in the world? One of us.
Well, my point being is, okay, I don't want to stereotype here, but at the same time, if you are of that age, I have to imagine that you kind of have nothing left to hide anymore. Also, you're probably afraid of the government because most people before a certain year are.
Yeah, true.
So that's how they knew who the oldest people are. Because the oldest people
God,
are afraid of the government.
witness the space program, the space race, all those Olympics. Oof.
Witnessed one Olympian become a totally different person.
Right? I mean, she lived long enough to see that the best, the woman of the year was given to a man. Like that's gotta be mind blowing.
She lived long enough to see not only a completely black entertainer turn to a completely white person, but she also lived long enough to see a completely male Olympian turn into a completely female television whore.
Oh, and even witness the heel turn of Hulk Hogan. Oh,
Oh, we can't use that name anymore, Andy.
sure we can.
Not according to the WWE. She was there when it was WWF. I mean, so were we, but she was there at
Yeah,
the
about to
start of
say,
the
shit, I remember
WWF.
that.
But you don't remember the start. That's what I thought.
She,
Yeah, she's seen the start of the WWF and the WWE start. So
she did.
there's that. Anyway, moving on real quick. I did find the
Wait,
new.
wait, wait. One last thing. She was around when Istanbul was Constantinople.
Yeah, that was certainly worthy of a mention. The new oldest person is still a woman, ironically enough. I
Now
think
they
I,
live longer than men.
I think I see the idea behind Bruce Jenner's plan.
I don't think it works like that, but
He was
man, I'm
married.
starting to get in my 60s. I better turn into a woman fast, otherwise I'm not going to have much time left on this world.
He was married to a Kardashian. Trust me, he thinks it works that way. Um. Anyway, funny enough, the new oldest person on the world, also a woman, is also 117. But she already had a birthday this year, so she was born exactly on 1900.
Oh,
Yeah, so there is no longer a person that lived through the 1800s.
damn.
Hmm.
Think of all the things we missed out on. Like her telling stories about, are you my grandson? Worth it.
Yeah, so that's that.
Now, how old would you want to be?
Oh God, how old would I want to be?
How old would you want to be? Like, what is your ideal death day?
I mean, that's kind of a relevant. That's a very relevant question because it's like if I'm I've seen some very active people in their 70s, and then I've seen some very inactive people in their 40s. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's kind of hit or miss there because you can be 70, 80 years old and still be a spring chicken. You could still be. My grandmother is 81 years old and she is still not afraid to curse out whoever gets in front of her. It's awesome. She is. I still fear that woman. She is 81 years old. Uh, Now she's not the most active thing in the world, no, but one of my wife's grandmothers is incredibly active for her age, and she's in her late 70s. Again, she's not exactly going out and running a 10K or anything like that, but she is definitely active and, drives around places she needs to go and everything like that, is able to support herself throughout her day, no problem.
Right.
So, if you get to a certain age, I think it all becomes relevant. Like, can I still support myself? Do I have to depend on others? Do I want to depend on others? How much do I have to depend on others? What I'm getting at here, Andy, is if someone has to wipe my ass, I don't think I want to exist anymore.
Wow. All right. So that's your cutoff point. That however old it takes for you to not be able to wipe yourself.
That is a cutoff point. That's not the only one. There are certain foods that I don't want to live without being able to eat anymore.
Okay. Like
Oh, certainly cheeseburgers.
certainly. How could I have been so blinded?
Well, we both know the answer to that question.
Shut up.
Oh, that's funny. How about you?
Mm, honestly, I could probably like if I could, man, I would live forever.
Forever, ever?
Forever ever. Like even if it's like as a cursed mummy, like I would still live forever. Don't even care. Like I know people are like, oh, it's depressing to see your friends and family grow up around you and die, and you'll always have to meet new people, and you can't get attached to anybody, and blah 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 blah. No, no, I've been an introvert most of my life. I'm still pretty much an introvert now. Screw people. I'll live forever and just like people watch
Yeah, no,
for my entire life.
I'd be totally cool with that. But again, it brings me back to the whole thing. How much of my life can I enjoy? Do I know who I am when I wake up every morning? Do I know where I am when I wake up every morning? Do I even know what it is I'm watching when I say I'm people watching? I mean, if I say I'm people watching and I'm staring at a fire hydrant on a corner that I don't even live in, like city wise, that's a problem. I don't know if I want to be there or not anymore.
Like, ooh, I mean, I hate to bring up an Adam Sandler movie, 51st Dates.
Hmm.
Where the girl keeps forgetting every day prior, like she wakes up and it's a new memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like once it gets to that point in your life when you're older, like I mean, could you always see like, VHS reminders? Oh, sorry. Blu-ray reminders of your previous day's activities and who you once were?
I mean, do you need to?
I hope not.
That wasn't exactly my point. My point was, am I going to be able to enjoy whatever it is I'm doing because I'm that old?
Well, if you can't remember it, you're not enjoying it.
Eh, relevant. Again, it's all relevant.
Relevant. I think you mean relative.
Same you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. No, I just want to give you a hard time. I have to.
I know.
It's for the people, Lyle. I do this for the people.
Anyway. Uh, again, don't know how. Okay, so me and Andy have plans this weekend, folks, and those plans involve going to a restaurant. Surprise, surprise. We like food. Um, the restaurant we're going
Boy, how,
to. What?
boy howdy.
Yeah, the restaurant we're going to is called Sergeant. Oh God, Sargentville Inn. That's it. It's a restaurant in Sargentville, New Jersey. The
Yeah, which
premise.
I've never heard of. I've lived in Jersey a lot of my life. I've never heard of that.
I've lived in Jersey almost, I think, all of my life. Well, unless you count Colorado when I was like 2. I've never heard of it. What I do know is I looked up. Okay, Andy and I had plans to go to a restaurant this Saturday for about 3 months now. And I'll put it to you this way: when we came up with the plans, we were saying, "Oh, what about this Saturday?" No, we can't do that Saturday. That's going to be Easter weekend because we didn't realize it was going to be Easter that weekend yet because that's how long ago it was. Anyway,
Yep.
all relevant. So we went ahead and picked this Saturday coming up, and we were like, okay, cool. This is going to be the weekend that we go to this place. The place that we're referring to is a place that Andy said he wanted to go to, but he wanted to enjoy it with someone's company that would also enjoy it. And the reason that was kind of difficult is because it's a restaurant that serves only game meat. And what was the name of it again? The one in PA?
The Half Moon Saloon.
The Half Moon Saloon. Andy wanted to go to the Half Moon Saloon. It's a place in Pennsylvania he's heard about, whatever. And I was totally down with going. So we were going to go, and we were going to have a good old time. Come to find out, of course, the week we're supposed to go, Andy decides to look into it and find out that they are now closed. Like, with no plans of reopening, apparently. So, Lyle to the rescue yet again, looks into finding a good eatery that serves exclusively or mostly exclusively game meat, and found the Sargentville Inn, which is apparently one of the best places to eat for that type of food in the entire country. So we're going to go check that place out, and it's kind of exciting because one of the things on the menu that Andy is very excited about is kangaroo.
Oh yeah. I mean, I want to eat a kangaroo. I really do. I want to bite into one.
Is that the animal that you want to eat?
The animal?
I mean, if you can pick one in the entire world, endangered or not, not extinct, specifically not extinct, has to
Okay.
be at least, at most endangered rather. What would you choose?
Hmm. It might actually still be an animal from Australia.
Well,
Although,
obviously. That's only because everything from Australia more than likely will be able to eat you.
yeah, it's better them than me.
That's just a power trip there, is all that is.
Well, because you think about it, like if you are what you eat, then I want like an apex predator.
But you're not what you eat.
Not,
No, no.
but
You can cook your steak for as long as you want. You will never be that tough. So what exactly?
thanks.
You're welcome. What exactly is the idea of an apex predator, or do you want to change your mind now? Here's mine. I'm gonna go with mine, because you apparently don't know the answer to your own question. Um,
I kind of do.
I kind of do too. This is the first thing I thought of, and that was bear meat, only because I've often heard the term sweeter than bear meat. I don't know if you ever heard this term or not. Um,
Never.
okay.
I was actually trying to think. I'm like, have I heard that? No, no. I know. I don't think I have.
Yeah, it's a term I've heard in places, and it's it it's exactly what it sounds like. Anyway, it's apparently bear meat is slightly sweetened, and I'm just intrigued. I want to know what that means. What does it mean to naturally be sweet meat?
Mm, the diabetic animal.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that is the thing that people have eaten before and I would want to try. Aside from that, there are others that like people wouldn't eat because not that they wouldn't, but it's just like, when have you heard of someone eating that? Um,
True.
I wouldn't mind seeing what eagle tastes like.
Chicken. Eagle tastes like chicken.
American chicken, Andy.
Um, I mean, is there any other chicken?
Yes.
Oh,
Everybody eats chicken. Nobody eats eagle. You know who would? Americans. You eat them, you gain their power. Now you are the true American.
now you get to, abuse the shit out of a person if there's like eight or more of you and they like, hit you the wrong way or something.
I feel like we're getting political here. I don't want to do that.
I mean, I was making a Legend of Zelda reference, but sure. Um,
What? All
Yeah,
right.
the chickens.
Oh, you gotta be a little bit more specific than that. I mean, I was still in the idea of gaining someone's power. Anyway, yeah, eagles.
Yeah. Koalas.
Koalas. Hmm.
I kind of went a different direction here. I want to eat the cutest thing possible.
And koala is your choice.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what other things are considered cute,
You know what
but
else might be a good choice? What about a sloth?
ooh, yeah, and he wouldn't be able to run away.
Well, that's certainly not the way I was thinking it, because I'm not going to hunt my own food. I'm more so thinking of how developed are his muscles. That's going to
Okay.
be a tender slice of meat.
Ah, that is true.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Anyway,
that's enough of that. I think we've touched on food enough.
have we though?
Well, it all depends
Not
on how
for
you
us.
it all depends on how you want to look at it. We're gonna go into a different theme idea of what kind of meat you want here. We have listeners' corner this week. Uh, this week's listeners' corner is a very simple one, Andy. Fuck, Mary kill. Richard Simmons, Pee Wee Herman, Bobcat Goldthwait. Goldthwait.
Can't even pronounce his name.
It's annoying. You know it is. Don't act like it's not. Pretty sure the person was just like, oh, it's gonna be funny to hear Lyle pronounce this.
So, murder, Mary, bang.
It's all relevant.
It really is. Suppose. Hmm. Actually, that is a really good question. Because a lot of them have some, like, well, not a lot of them, but a few of them have similar traits to each other versus other ones where it's just like, nah, let her die. But,
I'll go first. How about that?
sure.
This is easy. Bang Pee Wee Herman, marry Bobcat, kill Richard Simmons.
Yeah, no matter how you slice it, I think Richard Simmons still ends up low man on the totem pole here.
Yeah, I mean, I do not want to hear about his pony escapades. Um, although, like, whatever. No, he's dead. I'm not going to defend it in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to kill him. Pee Wee Herman and Bobcat Goldthwait was the difficult one here, obviously. Because it's like, all right, which one do I want to be with forever, and which one do I want to just have once? And I thought about it. Pee Wee Herman could be fun to be with forever. He could also possibly be annoying. Now, I know you could think the same thing about Bobcat, but let's think things through here. He doesn't
We
have
have
to
to.
use that. He doesn't have to use that voice. He chooses
No, I have heard him talk without it, and it is kind of jarring, actually.
to. Yeah, seriously. He chooses to. He chooses to. And Pee Wee doesn't have to use that voice neither. But I feel like of the two of them, one of them is like in his 50s and still wants to dress up like a little boy, and the other one doesn't. So, you
Oh,
know
which
what?
is which?
I think we know the answer to that one. One of them had a Netflix special of Pee Wee's Funhouse or Playhouse, whatever,
Playhouse, yeah.
which I haven't seen yet. And I'm not gonna lie, I want to watch it. I hate Pee Wee Herman. It's just I don't think I would marry him. It's certainly bang him, not marry though. I'd like to hear him, say some wackadoodle noises one time, one faithful night.
Maybe a homemade sex video?
I don't want to rewatch it. I didn't say that. I didn't say I want to relive it. Just one night. That's it.
Fair. Yeah, fair. Can't help you there, stud.
So same for you, or
Mm, yeah, actually, that put everything, nice with a little bow on top of it because, yeah, that hits all the points it needed to hit. And you're right. I mean, uh, no matter what, Richard Simmons is dying.
absolutely. There's no way around it.
No, no.
Especially
It's
a
the way
fatty,
it had to be.
especially a fatty like me. You know he's gonna wake me up every morning. Come on, buns, honey buns, tons of fun. Let's go get exercising. Get out of my face.
Honey buns, Tons of fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's do clickbait news.
I mean,
Oh
we're not
god.
ignoring this, are we? I mean, you. All right. No, that's cool.
What? Which one?
Nothing.
All right. Good. Now that we're done with that. On to clickbait news. So we have. Let's see here. Uh, Oklahoma. We have Ohio, and we have. Oh God, where is this? I didn't get a chance to see the location of this one. I don't see it anywhere in here. I'm trying to. Oh, Sunnyvale. It looks like whatever that is. I don't. It says Sunnyvale, but I don't know where that would be.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where this one's from. Probably best that way. This is a weird story. Okay,
I'll lay it on me.
that's the one you want to start with?
Sure.
All right. Andy, what was the mother afraid of when burglar, damn you, Hamburglar, when the burglar raided her house?
Mm, a fly swatter.
No, no, no. Like, what was she afraid that he did?
Oh. I can't believe he keeps coming back to this, but I'm going to say rape house pets.
No.
It keeps coming back to that, and I don't know why, but it's logical, right?
uh, Mum, it specifically says mum, so I'm wondering if maybe this is from England. Mum fears freezer raiding burglar ate her placenta.
Oh, no. Oh, no. No, no. Oh.
A mother fears a burglar has eaten her son's placenta after it was stolen from her freezer alongside frozen meat. Auckland mother Laurel Burns said she received the disturbing news from her former landlord on Saturday. The 35-year-old recently moved houses with the suburb of Sunnyvale, but her washing machine and fridge freezer were still at the old property. The ransacked the vacant house, rifling through kitchen cupboards and making off with the contents of the freezer, some meat that was due to be thrown out, and a Tupperware container holding something far more precious. Oh God, you gotta give me a minute. That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, ugh.
My mind's still blown, Burns says. In the freezer was some meat that was supposed to go in the rubbish. Oh, this is definitely British. And a plastic container that has my placenta in it. Burns kept the placenta after giving birth to her now 5-month-old son, Dante. She said it had huge sentimental value and her family had planned to bury it somewhere significant. Uh, we were going to bury it with my partner's mum's ashes. Somewhere really special. We're very much disturbed. I hope to God I get it back, and I hope no one eats it. That would torment me for a long time. Why would that be your first concern?
Yeah, 'cause that's not something that I would be concerned about. First of all, man, trying to wrap your brain around that kind of theft is one thing, but to then accuse the other person of being like, "Oh man, it's only a matter of time. Any minute now, they're gonna eat the damn thing."
that's exactly what she goes for first. That's funny. Okay. Um, she couldn't recall whether her midwife had labeled the container. Her message for the burglar was simple: "Please just drop it back. I don't know who you are or why you did it. I just really want it back. No questions asked." But she believed the outlook wasn't good. I presume the only reason they stole it would be to eat it. I mean, it kind of
Yeah,
makes sense now that you think about it. When you read that sentence, it's like, why else would they have ransacked her refrigerator slash freezer to get meat so they can eat? Especially if they were looking through like cabinets and stuff like that. Mm.
mm.
But I mean, I have to imagine once you open that up, it's like that's not something that's edible.
I mean, technically anything's edible with enough adobo on it, but
Yeah, but these people are British. They don't know what adobo is.
we could introduce them. Then they would eat
Yeah,
all the placenta.
that's disgusting, Andy.
Not as bad as I've seen some people do with it. I mean, hell, some of them sew it up into like, play toys for their kids.
What the hell, man?
I don't know. I don't know where people are going these days. But I'll tell you where it is. It's down the tube. Whippersnappers.
Okay. Right. So that's that's that story. That's all I got for that one. It's just weird. I'd like to move on.
Fair. What else you got?
Well, I have Ohio and Oklahoma.
Um, Actually, we'll go with Ohio. I'll save okay for last.
Okay. Um.
Ah,
So. Hmm. uh. Why did the 8-year-old get picked up by police at the McDonald's?
hilarity's sake?
No, it was because he decided to drive his 4-year-old sister to get the to the McDonald's to get a cheeseburger.
Okay.
Yeah, the 8-year-old boy drives 4-year-old sister to get cheeseburger.
I mean, when you want it, you want it. So,
It wasn't a Big Mac attack, but a craving for the Golden Arches that ended with a little boy taking his young sister for a ride in his dad's van. It happened Sunday in Columbiana County. Uh, East Palestine police officer Jacob Kohler told Fox 8 News it happened Sunday evening around 8. The child's father had worked all day and went to bed early. Their mother was on the couch with the kids when she fell asleep. That is when the children decided to leave. Witnesses saw the boy driving his father's work van and called police. The officer said the child drove a mile from his home with his little sister in the back of the van. Journey took the 8-year-old through 4 intersections, over railroad tracks, and also required him to make a few right-hand turns and a left-hand turn. Witnesses told police he did obey all traffic laws and drove the speed limit. Once
oh, well,
at,
that's good.
once at the McDonald's on Market Street, a family friend who happened to be eating at the restaurant notified the children's grandparents. The children did get to eat their cheeseburgers before police arrived. The officer arrived at McDonald's and talked to the little boy who told him he had learned to drive by watching YouTube videos. Thankfully, no one was hurt, and the case remains under investigation. So, I have a few things to talk about here.
Oh boy.
The child learned how to drive from YouTube. He drove to the McDonald's better than probably anyone else would in his entire neighborhood, I promise.
Agreed.
And then he gets there. They call the cops. The cops are informed that an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old are by themselves at a McDonald's. And they take as long as it takes for an 8-year-old to eat a cheeseburger to get there. For real?
Yeah.
Like, protect and serve.
I mean, again, I feel like we're getting back to the food thing. I mean, especially after that delicacy we just talked about. But
Kangaroo meat, right?
yeah, delicious. No, um, uh,
I mean,
I
it
don't even know
doesn't.
where
It
to begin
doesn't.
with
It
this.
doesn't say. It doesn't say that they waited for him to finish the cheeseburger before taking him. That would have been the right thing to do. It specifically says they didn't get there until he was already done eating the cheeseburger.
Maybe they were eating their Big Macs.
Well, then that means that they would have already been there.
No, they could have gotten through the drive-through.
An 8-year-old is with a 4-year-old by themselves. You're eating a Big Mac before picking that up.
I mean, look, I don't always pay attention to little details about people I talk to, like age. Um, so, but it just slipped under the radar a little bit.
That is eye-opening, Andy.
That is for one of us.
Time to get the valid age of your fiance.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, that's
Not
disgusting.
not 16, not 16, not 16, not 16. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop.
And you landed on Big Mac attack. Cool, sorry.
Yeah, Big Macs. I mean, oh man, come on.
All right. So that's that.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop.
I mean, that story had everything. I had, kids learning how to do things from YouTube, had cheeseburgers, it had cops being bad, it had terrible parents, and all we could talk about is the fact that you don't pay attention to people's age.
I
What is
mean,
going on here?
I don't, I don't know.
Let's move on.
What else you got?
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Why did the grandmother get 3 life sentences?
Ooh, was she a racketeer?
No. She dressed as a witch and terrorized her granddaughter.
What?
An Oklahoma grandmother was handed 3 life sentences after subjecting her granddaughter to horrific abuse, including dressing as a witch to terrorize the 7-year-old. Let's see what they label as abuse.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Geneva Robinson pleaded guilty to child abuse and neglect charges after exposing the child to what prosecutors described as a house of horrors. The 51-year-old abused her granddaughter for more than a year, hitting her in the face, okay, burning
Okay.
her with cigarettes, that's a bit much, and,
Okay.
and dressing up as Nelda the Witch, the Oklahoma City court heard. All
I'm
right,
sorry, I'm not familiar with Nelda.
neither am I, and I'm just realizing exactly how not innocent this story is. Because when I first got it, I'm like, oh, she dressed up as a witch, and that's what she's getting 3 life sentences for? Like, this has got to be good. I got clickbaited, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, see, this is what happens when you go too far down the rabbit hole. You get bit by the damn rabbit.
uh, Twice bitten. Anyway,
Hmm.
so her 33-year-old boyfriend, Joshua Granger, who was also charged and sentenced to 30 years for his role in facilitating the abuse. Prosecutors released footage of the abuse in which Robinson can be seen dressed as the witch, dragging the child across the floor. Robinson can be seen with green painted hands and dressed in long black robes with her hands around the girl's throat. At one point in the footage, she implies she is going to eat her. Court documents also detail further abuse inflicted by Robinson on the child, including forcing her to sleep outside with the dogs, whipping her, and pinching her with pliers. My God!
Wow.
The girl told detectives her grandmother would wear a mask and take her to the garage where she would be restrained. Court documents report. They also detail how Robinson would use a pink dog leash to tie her up. What she did was horrific, what she did was horrific, and what she did will forever impact this child and her siblings. Assistant DA Meredith Easter said, according to the Oklahoman, she deserves the same amount of mercy that she showed this child, and that's none. Nice ending.
Yeah, like I mean that seemed like a little bit much to like be like, oh, yeah, she actually did a lot of regular abuse. There's plenty of it listed. It's just that, oh, she also pretended to be a witch from time to time.
Yeah.
That's less whimsical than I imagined it was at first.
Right? I don't like this story anymore.
Well, no takesies backsies.
Yeah, that's where we messed up here.
It's okay. I blame you.
Me too. I mean, I don't even want to touch on that story at all. We're gonna pretend it never happened. You want to talk about the 8-year-old with the cheeseburgers again?
I
Yeah,
mean, no.
me neither. Let's name this thing.
Gotcha, man. Wow, off day.
You say that. I have 5.
Really?
I do. I have Mother Yuckers Part 2.
Okay.
Only because I seen an opportunity and I took it. Um, I have not without cheeseburgers, which is more relevant than I thought it was when I first listed it, because the first time I mentioned it was when you asked me, um, oh God, what did you ask me? Oh, about my age, like how old I would want to be, and I said, when I can't eat cheeseburgers anymore, that's when I don't want to live.
No, that is cute. I do like that.
So,
Um,
Mother Yuckers Part Two, not without cheeseburgers. It's all relevant.
in parentheses, relative.
No, no, no. No, it's all relevant. That's it. Uh,
Oh my god.
I have adobo placenta popsicles.
Ah,
And last but not least, keeping it whimsical.
whimsical. Oh, why the placenta thing?
You said it, man.
Ugh. Ugh. Um.
Yeah, I don't know how much people are going to be attracted to the episode with that in the title.
Yeah. Right.
My vote
Oh,
is
then
not without cheeseburgers.
actually, I really like that one too. Out of all of them, that is the one that I keep gravitating towards. Back to.
Yeah, same here. I don't know why neither, because I did when I first wrote it down. I really liked It's All Relevant. I'm like, that's gonna be it, hands down, because I got way too made fun of for that. Like it's perfect, it's good. Yes, let's do it. Not without cheeseburgers.
Not not without cheeseburgers.
That will do it for this week's edition of the Side Splitters, episode number 36, titled "Not Without Cheeseburgers."
36.
36, Andy.
Wow.
Right?
Just wow.
Next week will be 37, and we can make the in a row joke. Right?
Oh yeah.
Somebody better make that in a row joke. Anyway, episode 36, Not Without Cheeseburgers. My name is Lyle.
And I'm Andy.
See you next week.
Bye.